Hello, 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 and welcome. Oh, fuck a duck. Hello, hello, welcome, back. Yes, I am. And it is time for more Uminekoing. So that stuff is Umineko related. I looked into it quickly too, and yeah, don't know who that is, but they are speaking in Umineko. that is officially what I'm calling the language. Yes, it's Umineko. Anyway, let's get to it. I'll indulge your conspiracy. How bad can it be? Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Okay, switch the side I'm on. Oop, shit. Yep, load. Here we go. It floated in the empty air. The door to the Golden Land. 1 or 2 square meters of tiled floor still remained in front of the door, scarcely enough to remind a person this had once been Kinzo's study. By now, all the game board except for the Golden Land had been eaten away, leaving only this floor floating in a sea of nothingness. There were 2 figures in front of that door. It was Battler and Beto. They may not have been literally covered with room. They may not have literally covered. They may not have been literally covered with wounds. They at least seemed to be dead tired. Battler, leaning against the door, seemed to have finally caught his breath. Beto was also sitting against the door, letting her legs dangle graciously. Did the battle against that force really be called a battle? This is more like a mere pushing fight on the increasingly small bit of ground that remained. They had to protect at least Kinzo's study no matter what. And the only fear of their desperate struggle was the tiny bit of flooring that they were now sitting on. Those goats fell into the abyss whenever they had nowhere to stand. So now, with so much of the floor gone, there was no way for them to attack anymore. The battler thought this, his naive hopes were quickly crushed. Looks like we're surrounded. So their plan was to gather the forces and crush us in a single stroke. What the I'm sorry, why are the fuck are there I'm sorry, are there fucking pirate ships? What the fuck? Stretching across the horizon, surrounding the door at their backs, was an encirclement of countless large sailing ships. As you could clearly see, the decks of the ships were packed with goats, with some of the more foolish and overeager ones spilling over the edges into the emptiness below. They have to. This is not. This is. We are. This is the void, not the sea. What? Remember the intro? No. Dang. I've gone through a lot of crazy stuff in your games. But being surrounded by pirate ships is definitely a first for me. They probably do possess the strength to break through the Golden Land's perimeter. Those cannons are no bluff. Doubtless they intend to use those to smash through this door and pour in. Along the sides of each ship were several open gun ports, each with a cannon pointing at the door. If all the ships surrounding them were joined by even more, and all of those ships fired all their cannons at once, there's no point trying to imagine what would happen next. Battle and Beetle grimaced and hung their heads. How long will the Golden How long will the Golden Land perimeter last? I do not know. However, since they are still awaiting reformers after amassing that many, I doubt the barrier will break that easily. True. Can't think of any other reason to delay your attack without even sending terms for surrender. I hope we can take advantage of this time they give us. Oh boy, you sure hope nothing bad happens at Umineko's stream? I think you've already jinxed it by mentioning the words nothing bad and Umineko in the same sentence. I'm as always the ally of the weaker side. After all, we can always hope for a miracle. Oh, it might give us more time to wither in despair. At that moment, something small and hard hit Battle on the forehead. Ow! What the heck is this? Competto candy? It's me! I know where Bert and the others are! The Competto candy was Lambedota's transformed body. Of course! Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? She was the only one of their allies capable of crossing the Sea of Fragments. Oh, spectacular! That's a great Lady Lambedotta for you! They'll be able to see us here. Let's talk inside. That actually makes sense somehow. I'm not disagreeing there, Darkbit, but I am rolling my eyes because of course she'd be Candy. It's getting crazy out here. Got it. No, I was thinking the same thing for a second there, Carrie. I was like, was she fucking saying she was gonna smother Bird with her body in that case? Nope, no, she wasn't. It tastes like certainty. Is anyone there? When Balor knocked on the door, it opened, and Shannon and Cannon came to view. You called for us? My apologies, but you need to keep a lookout. Leave it to us. When they begin their attack, don't worry about fighting them. Escape to the Golden Land as soon as they start. Don't worry about closing the door. But that means... They're planning to ignore the door and smash the Golden Land directly. Any last stand here won't do us any good. I understand. I'm sorry, first Spanish, now Russian? The fuck? I think the chat might be slightly bigger. Indeed. We're counting on you. It is bigger, you checked? I guess that's a result of some shit happening. It's fine, though. Val and Beto trade places with Shannon Cannon, returning to the Goan land. A gentle rain poured down over the Goan land rose garden. The Goan land's weather reflected the hearts of those inside it. The quietly falling raindrops spoke for the pain felt by those who could do nothing but hide here, waiting for the enemy's final assault. When they returned to the arbor, the Competto flew out of Battler's pocket. Oh, so that's why it was gray in episode 5, or chapter 5. Episode 5? Episode 5. Jumped onto the table and returned to its original form. I've had a thrill like this for years! I don't believe I'd get put in a tight spot like this even after becoming a witch! Okay, let's get down to business. So where are Angie and Berkasel? The City of Books. I have heard of it. They say it's a place where all kinds of fragments, killed by great witches who travel the sea, are recorded and stored in the form of books. Indeed, the great witch of theater-going drama inspecting noble city of carefully selected books. So the great lady Aurora is the great lady Aurora is the ruler of the city of books. Truly a suitable place for her. Nice going, Lady Lambda Delta. Hard to believe you could pick out a spot so quickly from all the other possible hiding places. Actually, it was pretty easy. I didn't have to search since they're advertising as loud as they can. They're planning to have a huge party with the other secret of the cat box of the Endless Witch, the great Lady Beatrice. I see, so that's why they haven't... I see, so they haven't been delaying their attack because they wait reinforcements. But because the party has yet to begin... So in this party, they plan to use Angie's key and reveal the contents of the Book of the Single Truth. Can't Lambda just walk in? She's a witch of the Senate, right? Yeah, but she's a single witch, and it seems like not just, like... Okay, to put it simply... One, she probably doesn't want to, as Carrie says, and two... Even if she wanted to, she has to go against Aurora, who's a creator, unlike a traveler. And creators seem to be higher level than travelers. So even if she wanted to just step in and stop this, she can't. Like, this is taking place in fucking Featherine's homeland. Or home, essentially. You've got it! Aurora hasn't had an event like this for ages. He's counting the he gets him all over the place. Right, Umineko does have power levels somehow. Yes, as ridiculous as that is. The Book of the Single Truth will probably be the party's final showpiece. So that means we still have a shot at taking... So that means we still have a shot at taking Angie and the key back. Time-wise, that may be true. However, there's a really simple and obvious problem. What? The City of Books is a city realm under the supervision of the Senate. It's guarded by a holy barrier. Only which of the Senate can enter? Are there any invitees who are members of the Senate? Oh, yeah, there are. It looks like they can give special invitations, which allows them to enter the Sea of Realm for a limited time. See people debating power levels at submission. Have you heard of it? Well, what kind of story is it? Mystery novel. The funniest fucking kind of power leveling mystery novel. I love it. Invitations. My, now this might be interesting. I mean, it is a mystery story at the end of the day. Just probably not, it's just not like a usual mystery story by a country mile, you know? I see what you're saying there, Dark Bit. That's what I thought too. It turns out there's a strict policy on punctuality, and these invitations are becoming useless unless you present them before the party begins. And I'm afraid to see the party started a while ago. In other words, it's too late to try stealing an invitation from a guest who's running late. Yeah, that's right. So, what do we do now? Did someone give me some popcorn? I like a nice candy flavor this time. Candy flavor is such a broad spectrum, I have absolutely no idea what you actually want. As an outsider, I hate to barge into this conversation, but we seem to have no options left. We're already done for, aren't we? Can we do anything except sit here until they attack? Cotton candy flavor? I suppose so. Don't see something we can do? That's right. There's just one thing we can do. What's that? And keep on struggling for each second of survival, and hope for a miracle. I'm fucking so pissed, Rush. I had it for a millisecond. For a fucking millisecond. I had an actual panic where like, oh shit, no. I actually fucking panicked in my heart for a millisecond. Fuck you. Why would you do this to me? A miracle? So, we're stuck defending the Alamo. We cannot surrender. Our only option is to hold out as long as we can, waiting for a miracle. Uryu! What kind of miracle? Angie could change your mind. Angie could change your mind for some reason. There's a chance, maybe 1 in several million, that she comes back. With a probability such as that, it would truly be a miracle. Sorry, BB, but also instant karma, you almost choked laughing at my reaction. Good. We are here so that we can wait Angie-san's return. Yes. Angie-san has somewhere to call home except where we are right now. So Miss defended this to the last minute, waiting for her to come home. Waiting to read Master return is the duty of a servant. Now that it has come to this, I go to be prepared for what may come. Battle-sama. All of us are prepared. We of the Church of Sisters, the Pillar of God, will fulfill our oath and remain by the great Lady Beatrice's side into the bitter end. 45 here, no problems. I shall fight into the end. Finally, a fitting place to die, yeah. No problems with 10, yeah. The 7-6 reporting will stay with Peter-sama and Battle-sama until they finish. The 6 young sisters also show the resolve with their eyes. Eisenrang Jungfrey. We serve until the end. The former SSVD's got your back too. Why is this? Sorry, but God, I love this scene so far. Oh my God. Maybe it's the fact that we have a, like... Oh, compared to fucking similar scenes in Code Seal, I love this shit. Also, who are they serving exactly? They're serving Battler and Beatrice, not because they have to, but because they want to, which is fucking great. I love this shit. I love it. Oh my God. They don't... Like, of all the people here, like, the funniest thing is Will and Delanor don't have to be here. They could return to the Senate, theoretically. They're not... They don't have to be this invested in the story, yet they are, which is... I think it's great. And please, lend us your power as well. Me? No way! Can I just give you some excellent intel? I think I've done more than my fair share, don't you think? How do you know that Angie-chan is in the City of Books? I saw it with my own eyes, of course. I never trust anything else I see for myself. Which means you're qualified to enter the sacred realm called the City of Books, right? Indeed. The great Lambda Delta is a witch of the Senate, after all. Lambda Delta! What's with you guys? You can't tell me any more work, are you? My, what an unexpected development! Lady Lambda Delta is the only one who can enter the City of Books! Oh my God. Hi, Ark. Also, is Furfur and are these two gonna fucking get goddamn Lambda to help by being fucking, like, egging her on? Is she about to be egged on by these two? That'd be fucking great. I'd love it. And could that possibly mean that this is Lady Lambda Delta's time to shine? Enough kidding around! Are you people crazy? You tell me to go all by myself and sing into there one more time, and then bring Angie back here? The several dozen people surrounding Lambda Delta all nod in unison. Oh, come on! How silly can you be? If I were to save Angie, that means crashing the Great Aurora's party, can it? I have the world as my enemy. And what's in it for me? Nothing, obviously. There's nothing you guys could possibly offer me. That'd be worth getting on the bad side of Aurora and her monster friends. You'll get to see a happy dream where Aurora and Berncaso's schemes are crushed. Angie comes back and makes peace with one another. And, oh, what do you say, Lady Lambda Delta? There could be no greater thrill. You pulled off such a marvelous feat, you would not be able to forget your illness. You pulled off such a marvelous feat, you'd be able to forget your illness for 1,000 years, wouldn't you not? We're begging you, Lambda Delta! Lend us your power! Please! Please! We're begging you! Help us save Angie! Everyone clamored for Lady Lambda Delta's help. You want to say you like how I shift from voice to voice when those two are talking in unison? It's the only one I feel comfortable doing, but it is the one I enjoy the most. They surround her and begged her for assistance. Lady Lambda Delta, please! Only you can do it! Give us your strength! I'll show you the grace of Tails! You can see it from the front row! So please, lend us your strength! Shut up! Shut the hell up! Lambda Delta leapt to her feet, crushed the cup. Lambda Delta leapt to her feet and crushed the cup of popcorn in her hands. Sweet, candy-flavored popcorn flew everywhere and pieces stuck to everyone's faces. It may have been an hilarious sight. However, no one laughed. Lambda's face was filled with rage that none of them ever seen before. Can you please stop getting the wrong idea? I'm a spectator! A spectator! I'm just a guest who was invited by Peter to come and watch this game! So why am I supposed to risk my life for you people? You know, I'm not gonna exactly blame her for saying this. To put in perspective for Lambda, imagine for a second you were reading a book, and then you're just like reading a book, and you get invited by the book storyteller to sit around, come and like grab a popcorn bite, and it's like, oh cool, I'd love to do that and talk about the book, cool. And then then the mafia fucking bursts in, threaten their family, leave, tell them they have 5 minutes to meet their demands, and they start begging you for help, and just like, motherfucker, I came here to read and talk about a book. What the fuck? Like it's a tad. It's a bit of a jump into what you might be expecting when you accepted an invitation. You think you'll get a happy ending if Angie comes back? Are you really that stupid? Her and her force would come swimming through here, mad with rage to wipe us all out. There's only one reason I'm here.
Ask your Leon over there said I get to watch an interesting show. Yeah, and now I'm sure going to see a Sublime Musician's Tale very soon. A sad, sad tragedy. You fight desperate against burnt forces and get wiped out one by one. Oh, I'm sure you each get one last time to shine as you're torn apart. If I just wait a little bit, I'll get to see it all, won't I? Pretty soon, all you'll be dead. But not me. I'm a spectator, a guest. There's actually no reason why I should agree to die with you.
No one was able to say a word. In the still silence, with no sound except for that of the rain. Even Lambda Delta finally hung her head in dismay. Sorry. I'm totally lame, aren't I? Yeah, if I stood up right now and said, leave it to me, my popularity research, gonna get into the top 3 in the next character popularity contest. But still, like the rest of you, I'm not one of the story's characters. I can't die. It's like you're telling me that we're almost at the best part. But tomorrow's Monday, and we have early clean duty at school. We live in completely different worlds. That's why you can't, like... Lambda Delta staggered as though dizzy, then plopped down into a chair. Then she became expressionless like a doll, just staring at a single point in space silently. Sorry. Valor softly apologized. However, Lambda Delta remained expressionless. I wouldn't call that expressionless, but fine. There's still more we can do on our own. Don't try to put pressure on you alone to risk something. We'll fight here and defend this spot until the last moment. We'll believe in the miracle of Angie choosing us over the single truth. She has RSF resting smug face. That's just her default. You know, I hadn't considered it, but I guess that makes sense. Also, goddamn, I love Lambda's character. Like, Lambda is fucking compelling as shit. Like, it's so compelling. I love her for, like, how much she makes me care. Like, if her perspective is supposed to be, like, the average reader who just loves the story and what's being seen, she really tells us really well, and I enjoy it a lot. If you aren't prepared to do that, we're no business to ask you to give up your life alongside us. Val rose from his seat and spun around. Battler? I'll switch places with the pair outside. When they come, I want to be in the front lines. That's the fastest and most direct way I can show Lambda Delta my determination. If you had a nickel for every Umineko character you didn't care for at first but grew to love, you'd have no small amount of nickels. Dark bit? Yeah, exactly the same for me. I'm crazy. I will go as well. Master, please find Lady Lambda some more popcorn. Beto. I know Angie will return. We don't believe in an impossible miracle will not bear. If we don't believe, even a possible miracle will not bear fruit. Can't win on the lottery unless you buy a ticket. Beto also stood up and followed Battler. Everyone? Let's see what we can to prepare for the fight. I agree. Thanks for this thing around here. Good point. We're reaching the end. Let's put on a good show. Now make sure there's a place Angie-chan can call home. And we should hold a strategic conference. Yeah. We have furniture, weapons, demons, and inquisitors. Must be some way for these mismatched forces to compete. Let's go, little sisters. Break time is over. Troops, rise. Humans and the fancy creatures all rose to their feet and left the arbor. Afterwards, only Lambda Doubt remained, so staring blankly at point in empty space. What exactly are the Chesters of this cosmology? I think the Chesters are supposed to be... I guess in this case, the Chesters are supposed to be both pieces of Maria's and a bit more, I guess, possibly. Yeah, when this ends, I mean, at least we still have other stuff going on. Yeah, I guess they're furniture. Yeah, we're gonna miss everyone.
The black tea smells nice. Is it instant or from a tea bag? Oh, would you like some too, Comrade Eva? We have no more cups, so you have to use a funnel.
A gold butterfly drift down the balcony and turn to Eva. You guys are all forgetting about the fighting game, I see. Where I have to deal with my inability to play video games. That's not the same. It's not the same. If it has the same writer, then it sure could be the same. Yeah, I can still do Higurashi. Ah, yes, another another long-ass thing. I wouldn't be entirely against it. How's Brun Castell doing? It'll be a while long before she breaks the seal on the book of the single truth.
That's what I came here to talk about?
Fun always for you losers. Tea bag into mouth. Pour hot water directly and swish. God, that sounds so fucking painful.
She says the seal has been broken. Congratulations. So, the time has finally come. Appear to mark the end of your life. Take the key and go to Lady Lambda Goat. Goat. Take the key and go to Lady Brincastow. Our Cafe Moose will guide you.
Two emerald sparkles flew in. They were green, glowing eyes of a black cat. The cat flicked so elegantly, with the dignity of a high-class attendant. Got it. Then I'll be back in a bit. Angie rose from her seat. She ate casually, as though she was really heading out for a short trip. However, her lips would never touch her half-finished cup of tea again.
We weren't together long, but I enjoyed it. It was a very enlightening experience to learn what disgust for your own kind feels like.
Same here. Next time we meet, you have to teach me the trick of making tea this terrible.
Are you happy? I finally get to learn that secret I've been hiding from you these past 12 years.
I am happy. Yeah, now I can understand how Erica feels. Haters are not pack animals. Correct, they are single beings who hide from all others of their kind. Or their ilk, rather. Feels like I've taken a shot back at you, so it was in a secret that you kept until death.
And is that a good feeling?
Well, it's better than nothing. Angie nodded towards the black cat to let it know that she was ready. The cat nodded back in a refined manner, indicating that it wanted Angie to follow, and leapt from the balcony. Without turning back, Angie followed, jumping out into the air as though swimming. Eva watched her go. An expression of ridicule and scorn was not the one that crossed her face. Good luck, Angie.
This is the path you've chosen. You aren't 6 years old anymore. You're 18. Choose how to live your own life. What an overprotective aunt you are. I'm going to watch the ceremony. What about you? It's almost time to begin the attack, so I'm heading for the ships. I've got to go pick up Beeto's corpse. I got to go to the party. I can keep her skin, so let's stuff and mount it. So, this is the end of the mysterious tale of Rokajima.
Remember when Balor said they were friends? Balor has problems understanding that other people will keep grudges. Like, if he understood that, things would be better for him.
Which means that is also the end for you. I mean, you're a piece from there, right? A piece is all I am. Throw pieces ring face to the throne till the game ends.
Huh? I was gonna say, I think you missed that. We got the reveal of what he was gonna tell Battler. We got that. Let's just say that, Rudolph is horrible. Like, holy shit. Rudolph is very, very fucking horrible. Holy crap.
It's not a piece's place to worry about what happens after the game is over. True. And it's the same for me. Let's both enjoy this time while we still have it.
Balor's horrible because he forgave her. Oh god. I'm not even gonna entirely disagree that that was a really dumbass thing, at least. Balor has too much of a big heart for his own good.
Well then, allow me to take my leave.
Looking back, I realized that somehow Kraus is the most morally upstanding of Kinzo's children. Yes, and he is a goddamn idiot. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's exactly why he's actually a good person. He, morally speaking, he's too much of an idiot to do anything really vile.
Later, good luck with your own work.
After exchanging elegant bows, the two witches vanished at the same time. Nothing remained except some half-finished teacups and the aroma of the tea itself. One after another, luxury cars stopped in front of a high-class hotel in the city, and guests began to step out of them.
Hey, Professor Utsuki!
Attending the most morally upstanding kids of those children was Beatrice. Okay, they haven't revealed it yet, but I really fucking hope that Beatrice didn't actually set the bomb themselves or anything, or plan on killing anyone, truly. Because that would be horrible. Not that Beatrice? Oh, sorry, yeah, the other Beatrice. God, how much of a mistake for me, wow. Oh, what a surprise! I haven't seen you since last convention. Poor Kuatrice. Yeah, she had a sad fate. All the guests gathered here were very rich and cultured. A single hobby tied all of them together. They were the witch hunters. Like-minded people who enjoyed exploring various interpretations of the Rokujima mystery. Still, I wonder if it's true. Okay, hold on. That Kuatrice was the only child that Rosa ever treated well. So I wonder if it's really true. It's hard to believe that Ushima Eva's diary actually exists. It really is. I had heard rumors of it myself. Secret diary said had been hidden away by Ushima Eva just before her death. Has she wrote that he was Rokujima's truth in there? Reminds me of the fable of the king with the donkey's ear. I'm sure you are tragic creatures, incapable of being quiet about a secret even if no one else could possibly learn of it. You don't think she not to eat Beatrice? I hope she didn't not to eat Beatrice. A king, yep, king. Oh yeah, this one's relatively obscure, all things is get for some people, I imagine. For me, I've heard about this one quite a bit, though. For I've heard the collector in Dubai offered her to buy for $10 million. I think this legend about King. I think the legend about King Midas that involves his the donkey ears is a bit more obscure. Like I think the Midas touch is very well known. I'm not so sure how well known the donkey ear tarot is. At least from where I've been, it is relatively well known, but you usually hear about it later in life than you will about the Midas touch one. Incredible! More evidence of the fascination that Rokujin mystery is capable of stirring. Conversations like this were breaking out passionately all over the place. Furthermore, the guests were the only ones pouring in. The press was also there in force. The Rokujin mystery had created such a large boom that at one time became a social phenomenon. Though that had died slightly in recent years, it was still a topic fiercely debated across the internet. It was not surprised that the discovery and imminent release of the Ushima Eva's diary, which contained the truth of that mystery, had caused an uproar. On top of all of that, the mysterious forger... Oh, fucking sorry. The mysterious forger, Ito Ikukuro... Ito Ikukuro was to appear publicly for the first time. In fact, it seems like Ito Ikukuro and Hachijo Toya, the up-and-coming mystery novelist, were the same person. Of course, it means that Hachijo Toya would also be appearing publicly for the first time. The fact that she was actually an enigmatic female author, despite having been thought to be male, would have been enough to cause a stir on its own. Before the diary unveiling party, a press conference was held in one of the rooms of the hotel. Indeed, I am Hachijo Toya. We know now that your previous book signings you went to the lengths of using a double to avoid appearing in public. What caused you to change your mind and appear before us at this time? And why do you have purple hair? Purple hair is perfectly normal. Don't be judgmental, Carrie. The legend of the Rokujima, which has given birth to endless tales. Hitting the weight of such a legend's demise. Apparently, the donkey ear story became so widespread that a well-known version of it appeared in Korea. Huh. More you know. And being the mere writer that I am, I felt obligated to show myself as a sign of respect. As a forger, you announced on the web that you have reached the truth. Does it mean you already read the contents of that diary? And very soon, those comments will be relayed to everyone. Ah, I see you have avoided actually answering the question. Pardon me for asking. Was there solid proof that the contents of this diary are the truth? It seems that some are claiming to be no more than the personal account of a single deceased person. That is not the case. I guarantee it. The truth is written in this diary. Everyone then proceeds to get massive headaches because she used the red truth on humans, and that makes no fucking sense. Also, how the fuck are you doing? How the fuck can you do? Yeah, exactly. I'm quite sure that would be like. Is this the game board? It might be. I mean, the red truth shouldn't be possible to use outside of a game board because it's like. Is stating the red truth is like saying a law about reality. I don't think it's meant to like. Like what? She can do that because she's a roller? No. Hold on, let me go to the bathroom. Be back soon, be back soon, be back soon. Okay, be back soon, be back soon, be back soon, be back soon. Gary is a cheat and a liar and deserves nothing but my unending angry face, you fucker. Stop. You are spreading around lies. How could you do this to me, Gary? How could you do this to me? You saw another Bible and you immediately thought about that one Megami Tensei spinoff? Jesus Christ. You can't escape from the brain worms. A sir passed through the crowd and the room was suddenly filled with camera flashes. This ends Hachijo's interview. All of us allow us to express our deep gratitude for all the members of the press for coming today. Now we'd like to move on and allow you to take photos of Madame Ushiromiya's diary. A hotel worker pushed forward a cart veiled by a veil. No, not a veil, covered by a veil. Jesus, crime. A hotel worker pushed forward a cart covered by a veil. Then, after looking to Hachijo for approval, he removed the veil. There lay Ushiromiya Eva's diary. The book of the single truth sat there, waiting for its seal to be broken. Hachijo held it to her chest and laughed animatically. Fine, I'll read out your entire thing. Gary's theory. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that BB takes hypnosis is a known fact. That's a lie. One of the effects of hypnosis is the ability to see the future. I just that one of the things BB saw because saw was a book of truth, another Bible that he wanted to read. But he knew that Angie needed Dolman to buy her time to steal it so he could read it. So he did all this theorizing, guessing, and questioning for the sole purpose of empowering the broken men during the siege of Okajima. Heavily requested, I did not know of the book of truth before it was introduced during the stream. Stayed in red, be saved. Fuck you, that's cheating! Maybe at this point, I walk into a Christian bookstore and they'd be like, we're all out of stock. Probably. And that is all for now. You would all please move to the assembly hall. So in the diary, Hachijo left the press conference room, escorted by men from the hotel. Until she went through a door that said no entry unless authorized. The journalists continued to surround her and ask questions, hoping to gather just one more comment. When the door slammed shut, the world twisted. The hotel employees became black cats wearing capes. Hachijo turned to feathering. Things are getting pretty crazy out there. Do you enjoy it? Oh, it was tiring. Though not a bad experience. I must say though, this diary truly is heavy. Everything tossed the diary and Brink Castell catched it. Caught it. I will rest in one of the waiting rooms. You're up again pretty soon. There's no time to rest. She just flattened a cat with that book. And now we know that feathering is fucking horrible. Got it. In that case, call it a short break so I can properly enjoy this long-awaited excitement. Okay. If it was Bernie, then yeah, deserved it. If it was just a regular cat, no deserve. What was Clips who was about to meme on something I mispronounced? Toss it harder. Burn equals a black cat, lambda delta equals orange cat. I'm just imagining one of those orange cats being held upside down. I'm like, yeah, that fits lambda decently. I need to borrow that book. I promised Angie that I'd show her first. I see. In that case, do as you please. Feathering left, followed by her cat attendants. After watching her until she was out of sight, Bring So disappear as well. Like Erica's room, Bring So's was a balcony without a handrail, dug out of the bookshelf cliff. Angeline kept waiting for some time, but she had waited patiently, looking down the world below her. I'm late, aren't I? Sorry about that. Wonder if you could flip this to wonder if the stuff in the Golden Land with Erica and Eva as representative of Angie feels about finding the truth in the real world. I believe that. At Bring So appeared, the black cats gave a bow and vanished. Here you go. I brought it with me. The book of the single truth. Can I touch it? Do as you like. Bring So set it on the table and beckoned Angie forward. Slowly, Angie approached. So, this is Aunt Eva's diary. That's right. Inside it you'll find the single truth that you wanted. You do have the key, right? Yes. Right here. Angie took the key out, looked at it there on her palm, then gripped it tightly. Even that heavy lock that held the diary so securely was said to be swept aside easily as soon as Angie readied herself. I won't rush you. You don't have to open it until you're ready. In here, there's a single truth that happened October 4th and 5th. 1986, right? Yes. Everything that you offered up your life in the hope of learning is there. In that instant, inside of Angie, two Angies appeared, taking control of her body at the same time. On the one hand, she knew that she had already paid a great price to learn the truth. Symbol of Beatrice, Endless Witch, the title that Eva inherited and passed on to Angie. Yep, that's why she's got it. This part of her gripped the key, wanting to act quickly to prevent the moment of hesitation that might lead her to refuse to learn the truth now. At the final moment, with the book of the single truth right before her. On the other hand, a feeling that she was betraying the brother and family that watched over her warmly made her bite her lower lip. However, though she shook, she did nothing but watch as her right hand slowly brought the key towards the lock. What am I hesitating for? Inside this diary, there's the final destination of my sad, painful 12-year-long journey. Is 12 years not enough after that? Do I want to keep living that way? That Oni-chan and all of those others saw illusions created by my heart. My naive hope that a miracle might still occur. I put my two options on the scale. The path I should choose is clear. Slowly, I pushed the key into the lock and twisted. The lock opened with a click, and at the same time, it felt as though a crack ran through the key in my hands. Maybe part of this intricate design had broken off. I couldn't tell where it had broken just by glancing at it. However, for some reason, its golden glint seemed dulled somehow. It's because you made your choice with that key. And magic has disappeared. What kind of magic? Didn't Battler tell you? He said you couldn't hand that over to anyone else. That magic, which left the decision you, has just failed your own disappeared. That key is just a key now. It can't do anything but lock and unlock that diary. I see. I guess I have no more use for Oni-chan's key. Can I have it? Once you read the diary, I'll lock it up again. Oh, and that lock will be a big part of tonight's ceremony, it seems. I see. Do whatever you want. Sorry, I gotta move car into lake again. Goddamn. Okay, be back shortly, I guess. Wasn't expecting that to happen at this time. Be back soon. Be back soon. Okay. Okay. Sorry about that. Bit awkward there. Okay, here we go. I don't give a damn what happens after I find the truth. Brinkizo slid a key from where it lay on the table and put it in her pocket. Go ahead then. You're really courage that letting you here fades away. It's kind of late for me. Yeah, no, it's surprisingly late. Yeah. Editor Aunt Eva's now unlocked diary. The lock was opened. Even the hinge had been released by now. There was no longer anything standing in the way of me opening the pages within. I thought of taking a deep breath. However, I decided against it. I prepared myself for this long ago. So to a few my reluctance further. I opened it. Violently, ruthlessly. I knew that this was the right way to open to the truth that weighed me inside. As soon as the cover was opened, a brilliant light poured out and my mind went hazy. The truth was sent to my mind directly, without letters or words. Tell me, what happened on that day in Okajima? My consciousness returned gradually. Is she going to know but not us? I think we won't know for a little bit longer. We're definitely going to learn, I just think it's going to be a bit more gradual. Nothing was written in the book before me. Of course. This was my own blank and empty notebook. I was at school, just sitting idly with my notebook open. The world had stopped. The hands on the clock had stopped too. In that case, the auditorium should have been filled with silence. However, I could hear a small commotion. In this world of suspended time, I could see dark shapes stinging about behind the unmoving students. Ah, shit. They were students with goat heads. They were seeing glances at me from behind the frozen students, whispering something to each other. I know. I can hear them. Everybody knows. One after another, students with the goat heads slipped out from every conceivable hiding place. They slipped around, all the students stopped in time and gathered around me. Then they all jeered out things in an endless stream, impossibly aware that I could hear, shouting with giggles and sneers and comments amongst themselves. However, nothing that came from the goat's mouths reached my ears as words. This was a word without letters or words, so no words reached me. However, their emotions and meanings did reach me. So I knew what they were saying. And then, when I was able to visualize it, this happened. One after another, the goats opened their massive jaws, showing their fangs that dripped with the saliva, and came forward to bite me. Time was stopped for me. I was aware, but I could not move. Literally, that wasn't true. However, I was pretending that I couldn't hear, so I couldn't move. The goats spit all over my body, leaving their fang marks, licking me. Maybe they didn't like the taste of my clothes. In answer to the fact that I couldn't move, they chewed through my clothes one by one. Over and over again. The goats stuck their tongues, their jaws, their fangs into my naked body. It was covered with drool and bitten all over. Bright red teeth marks were left behind as sharp fangs pierced my skin, leaving trails of blood. They licked up that blood like grill goats, hurting and humiliating me. As I hung my head, one of the goats pulled at my hair, forced me to look up and spoke. This time, it wasn't conceptual, but words I could hear. However, they weren't the words of the human world. They were the witch's words. The red truth, which signifies absolute truth. This is the truth of the Rokujima incident! I won't accept it. It doesn't matter if you accept it or not. This is the truth! After all... I wonder what they're actually saying. Because there are words in what they're saying. They're just overlapped too much to actually be comprehensible. I won't accept it. I won't accept it. I'll never accept truth like that. Never! Whether you accept it or not, that doesn't change the truth! After all, this is a single truth proven in red! Who cares about the truth? So stupid, so pointless! I'm the one who gets to decide if the truth's right or not, right? Even if it's right truth, I won't acknowledge it, won't berate it, and I won't accept it! The red truth is absolute. Who's absolute for? It's absolute for you guys, right? It's not absolute for me. And when you contain my truth with yours. Angie, calm down. You're the one you wanted to know, right? My truth is that Aunt Eva's the culprit. Aunt Eva killed everyone. Everything's her fault. Dad and Oni-chan or all the others are just victims. It's someone's fault. No one's. How could it be? How could it be? Your aunt will always be by your side, Angie-chan. Yeah, I get it now. I know what you mean. That's right, Aunt Eva. You're the culprit. You're the culprit. It's the world that's messed up and broken, not realizing that. I'm the right one. I don't deny the red truth, deny the whole world. Oh. In that case, try writing red truth that only you can write. But how is it possible for a human to write with red truth? It is possible! Those try to ink their own human characters to write with. Angie-san, please come down! I'm right! The world's wrong! I'll write it! I'll write the truth, the real red truth! Honey, requesting urgent support on the roof! Angie-san! Wait! Don't be hasty, look out! Goodbye, Angie. Have a nice day. Oh, shit. Oh, fucking goddamn it. So are we saying in this universe she actually found the book immediately and realized and read it and was like, you know, not good? I'll write it out. This is my blood red truth. I never accept the truth of your world. Angie's body went past the edge of the balcony. The air, which she had once been able to swim through, was now completely merciless for some reason. Angie's body plunged straight into the darkness below. Mauricio just watched the scene play out in silence. Behind her, men in black suits rushed up to the fence, clutching it and screaming. This is 20! Eddie-chan jumped off! Damn, I can't see her from here! Quickly! Let's see the ground area! So useless, no way! Maybe she was caught by the safety net! Let's make sure! What fools. You jumped straight down from this height. Do you think such a flimsy safety net could possibly save you? I mean, there is a limit on how fast humans can move. As the witch of miracles, I, Brinkasel, guaranteed that such a miracle certainly won't occur. Damn. What a shock. Bernie's a piece of shit. You suppose it was said in Chapter 4, Andy died in 1998. Yeah, I suppose so, but it was always up to question what the fuck that meant exactly. Or when that was exactly, since it was an entire year given. Angie's body fell from a skyscraper-like bookshelf and slammed against the floor of the City of Books. Looking down from Brinkaso's balcony, which was as high as the skyscraper's roof. Could have looked like a lovely red plus... Could have looked like a lovely red pressed flower. Couldn't have looked like anything. The same way that a death of a single lonely girl rejected the world and died alone, won't leave an impression on any of the world's people. She probably died instantly. It was only natural. She had fallen straight down from such a height after all. Is it even conceivable that she wouldn't die instantly after something like that? The index finger on the right hand of her corpse was stuck out as though it had traced something. She turned into a pool of blood and meat again. Ugh. How much do you put it like that, Richard? Could it be that, by some impossible miracle, Shuri had escaped an instant death? If High Moons, using ink of the red blood drained from her, could she also write her own personal red truth? However, no one ever would tell what she had written. After all, the red blood pouring from her corpse had run over it all. Eh? Who the fuck's saying that? Even this was your decision. Angie. Eva was looking down at the beautiful flower of blood raining from Angie's corpse. I tried to give you a chance to live, but you never truly made an effort to live in the future that began after the age of 6. And so after 12 years, you finally returned to where you started. The eyes of Angie's corpse were closed. However, there was no way of knowing if this was a peaceful thing. Slowly, the corpse began to break down. By the end, it became a messy lump of flesh with only a few parts recognizable as human. This is hardly surprising. How else would one look after falling from that height and slamming against the asphalt? You managed to die. However, this does mean that everyone will be waiting for you in heaven. After all, we reached this place by rejecting all of those in heaven. See you in hell. No, that's probably where we are right now. So long, Angie. Ava. Perfect timing.
Do you call for me, my master?
Dispose the scrap meat for me if you wouldn't mind. I'm going to put this back. In Burkiso's hand was the key, which had lost its magic when Angie had made her decision, and the Book of the Single Truth, which had been locked up again.
As you wish, my master.
After looking down one more time, Burkiso vanished. Once she had gone, Eva summoned some cat familiars and ordered them to clean up. The cats gathered Angie's flesh and scattered limbs and threw them into a tin bucket. Even in this miserable form, Angie Stowe was still living. Perhaps living is a poor description. She was unable to die. From now on, forever. She would drift along the deepest depths of oblivion, covered by the dust of oblivion, until she finally disappeared. She continued to question herself. What did the truth mean to her? What was right, and where was the place she could call home? As her flesh began to cool, even the energy to ask these questions began to fade. Eventually, she would forget her everyday memories and even the reason why she was suffering. However, there's one thing she would never be able to forget. That was anguish. From this point forth, she would suffer endlessly without even knowing why. By the time the cats finished filling her corpse in the bucket and dumping it into the sea of nothingness, Angie had forgotten even her own name. What's this sound I keep hearing? Yes, it must be the sound of rain. In that case, where are those two bright lights coming towards me? I don't know. However, they came at me with a screeching sound and stopped right in front of me. A blinding noise came at me over and over. What's shining those bright lights is threatening me? Probably telling me to get out of the way. However, I was incapable of moving even a finger. There was a sound of a car door opening. Car door. Apparently I was lying on asphalt under the pouring rain. Hachijo Ikuko. I saw a figure. Apparently the driver opened an umbrella and come towards me. Is this your garden? The figure questioned me. Of course, I couldn't answer it. If it is, then I must apologize. Yes, on a day with such fine weather, anyone would want to take a nap in such a lovely garden as this. God, that breakdown hurt my fucking heart, honestly. Like, jeez. Jeez, God, I don't like seeing Angie be that fucking, like, broken. And that was honestly my worry for Angie, along with, like, what Balor was saying. It's just, like, whatever the truth was going to be, Angie didn't seem prepared for the truth whatsoever. Be it exactly what she wanted or nothing of what she wanted, Angie just was straight up not prepared for it. That was the problem. Like, let's say that the truth was exactly what Angie wanted. And it was exactly that, yes, Eva was the reason for everything. Like, what happens then, you know? Like, that was the issue. She just didn't have any desires after learning the truth. And yet, unless my memory fails me... The figure crouched down and looked into my face. It was a woman. This is a public highway you're sleeping on. Do you want to become roadkill? Yeah, it's quite clear that no matter what happens, Eva was probably not actually responsible. At least no way directly. Or maybe you already are roadkill. Well, now which one is it? I clenched my chest. I felt as if I need to answer somehow and establish communication. So, after a lot of effort, I managed to let a short groan escape my lips. I see. So, you aren't roadkill yet. And that was how I met Ikuko. I'm sorry, Ikuko? Body is in a fragile condition. Also, it's probably there will be memory defects. We won't oversure into the CT scan, but brain damage is also a possibility. Where the fuck are we? It's lucky that damage is all we have to deal with. Spent so long in your spot like that and things would have been likely much worse. True. In any event, I recommend getting this checked at a large hospital. Thank you, Doctor. Please keep this off the record. It may not be much, but here's some money for your trouble. I see no reason to speak this seriously, but... No, I couldn't possibly accept that much. At the end, the doctor took the money and swore to keep quiet about the matter. Hachijo's house we saw earlier in this episode. Yes, but the problem is, Hachijo's house was kind of like, you know, not an actual place, seemingly at first. Eventually, Hachijo returned. Oh, you're awake! How do you feel? I nodded weakly, letting her know that wasn't so bad now. But where is this place? A room I have absolutely no memory of, and a house I don't remember at all. And first and foremost, here's a woman that I'd never seen before. To start off, let me introduce myself.
I'm Hachijo Ikuku. Or, I'm Hachijo Ikuko. I don't mind if you address me in friendly manner as Ikuko. Prefer to call me Hachijo-san and keep things more formal. Hachijo Ikuko. Hachijo family owns a lot of land and is well known in these parts. Unlike my accomplished brothers, I'm what you might call a little eccentric. After I got into a little too much mischief that was good for me, my parents suddenly ran out of patience and kicked me out. I'm now confined to this house. As a hobby, I like to read detective novels. And also to write them. My age is a single woman's secret. My heart is that of a girl, but I'm approaching the point where calling myself one would be increasingly absurd. So, you can refer to me as 19 years old forever. With the haze my mind was in, it was extremely hard to make out what she was talking about. However, I was able to pick up on the fact that she was trying to talk to me cheerfully. So, what is your name? My name? Logically, I know that, being human, I must have a name. And I do have the feeling that I did indeed have a name. However, no matter how hard I try to remember what it was, it just made my head hurt. Is there anything you remember besides your name? Who am I? My head. No, even my heart was a mess of torn flesh. I can't remember a thing. Not even who or what I was. But I must remember. I had some kind of purpose, or maybe a mission? In order to remember that, I first have to remember who I am. Who am I? What is my name? Where was I born and what was my birthday? I need to remember something, anything. Age. Age? That's my little secret. 18. I look like I'm 18. Oh, thank you for the compliment. No. I'm 18. Oh, so that was your age? Oh, now I thought you were being a bit too flattering. When I asked myself how old I was, the number 18 floated into my mind. To be honest, I didn't really feel 18. Battler? Battler! Battler, 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 Battler. Please be fucking Battler with amnesia. Please! I beg of you. Please! I want him to fucking live! My mind felt much younger than that. My mind felt much younger than that. My mind felt much younger than that. My pathetic body felt much older. Or this might be Beto. Unsure so far. This is also a Beto possibility. It's Angie. Angie? No, I don't think this is Angie. I'm almost certain this won't be Angie. Angie's also 18. Shit. Okay, it might be Angie. We don't know when this is happening, so it could be literally, like, that's a big thing here, actually. We don't know when this is happening right now. I see. So, you're 18. And that's all you can remember.
I nodded weakly. I never knew that knowing nothing about yourself could make you feel so powerless. In any case, until you remember your name, let's give you the name Toa, written with the character for 18. Ah, so you were lying about your name then. Or, yeah, no, I guess you were. Wait, were you lying about your name? Both Angie and Ballard have been described as acting younger than they actually were. True. So, you don't know the truth of what happened? Okay. I don't know which layer of reality we're in at the moment, so things are a bit hard to figure out. Said her name was Hachijo Toya when we first met. Yeah, and that seems to have turned out to be a, lie. That's someone else's name she gave to to a person. The question becomes obviously, who is the fuck? Hachijo Toya. What do you think? Yeah, that sounds pretty cool. Yes, I must say I'm impressed myself very much with that one. Hachijo Ikuko gave a satisfied laugh. From then on, I took on the name Hachijo Toya. Anybody moving my body was apparently due to a traffic accident. On that day, I'd been hit by a car, and Ikuko picked me up from where I lay on the street. She hadn't hit the brakes. Probably would have driven straight onwards, thinking she'd run over a dead dog or something. Okay, wait, Hachijo Toya was a man, and there was always a guy at the book signings. Ah, fuck, that's right. There was always a guy at the book signings, you know? But that was a fake, we're told. I'm getting the feeling the fake might be the other way around, as it turns out. Oh, shit. Later on, I, perhaps rudely, suspected that the one who hit me might have been Ikuko herself. But when I saw her completely undamaged front bumper, I gave up on that theory. Ikuko. Hachijo Ikuko lived in a small but lovely mansion on the top of a small hill, in a village with a sea of the sea. Hachijo is male like Ballard. Yes, and there was a male who was signing the books but was actually the real person. Possibly, that may have been Ballard. Hachijo Iku lived in a small but lovely mansion on the top of a small hill, in a village with a view of the sea. She also owned the hill behind her, and was more than capable of enjoying the four seasons in privacy. As time passed slowly, my rehabilitation continued. My ability to move improved little by little. However, it seemed I really had suffered some form of brain damage. Finding out who I was looked like it would be a very difficult task. In the beginning, when I couldn't bear not knowing my identity, my head often hurt so much it felt as though it would explode. However, I slowly accepted the fact that I was a new person, with the new name of Hachijo Toya. The headaches became less frequent. No time, no memories returned to me except the fact that I had been 18. However, I was unable to remember anymore, unable to be even sure that 18 was my true age. Eventually, I stopped trying to remember my former self. Good morning, Toya. It was quite the storm last night. Were you able to sleep well? I had some trouble falling asleep, so I decided reading your manuscript. My. How far did you manage to get into it? I finished it. Now there's a surprise! You managed to read through all that in a single night! I was surprised too. Once I got into it, I finished before I knew it. It was like I was just skimming it. Maybe like I was reading each page in a glance. Sounds like you have some talent as a speed reader. So, how was it? What did you think of it? Liked it a lot. So, if you don't explain that part about the ocean currents a bit more clearly, it might be a little unfair for the reader. Oh, but I thought it was great that you had a foreshadowing with the ring right there at the beginning. After finished, I had to go back to the beginning and stop myself from being so easily tricked. I think that feeling's the best part of a detective novel. I will entirely fucking agree. I love... Episode 1 might be my favorite episode just for the fucking reread value of it. Like, I love the reread value of episode 1. Did I say something to offend you? If I did, I apologize. Oh, of course not. Why are you apologizing? I'm just shocked is all. The pertinence of your remarks is commendable. She must have some talent as a critical detective novel writer. A detective novel writer. Critic? Across the fog of oblivion. I seem to remember myself fighting, arguing about mysteries or something like that. A way of fighting which I must have learned in the past. Then a surge of excitement through me. Mystery? Fighting. My head hurt. Except a painkiller and swallowed with fresh water brought up from the well. Who am I really? No matter how much I thought, I couldn't remember. We're either Angie or Battler. We're either not Angie. We're either I feel Beatrice or Battler. I'm not sure which. I mean, Beatrice or Battler are the only two people I feel have any real chance of surviving the island. So we're one of those two. But no matter how much I thought, I couldn't remember. I saw that the frequency of my headaches would be lessened by brain surgery. Also, there was no guarantee that it would do my memory any good. But we just wrote the mysteries. Yeah, I mean, both make sense to be Hachijo Toya right now. Like, both of them are very fixated on mysteries. Both of them disappeared. The only reason I'm kind of leaning towards Battler is the description of Hachijo Toya being a guy at the book signings, and also because Battler... Look, if Battler didn't have amnesia, I would fucking be like, there's no way if Battler didn't have amnesia, he wouldn't be have rushed immediately back to Angie. So I'm guessing this is Battler because they have amnesia. Ikuko said that she would let me have surgery if I wanted it. However, I refused. Even if I can't remember it, the real me is still there, sleeping inside my head. I was scared that the surgery might harm that me somehow. And now I've gotten used to dealing with headaches. As long as I don't force myself to remember the past, the headaches don't torment me every day. Yeah, if Valor was alive and didn't have amnesia, dude would have fought and able to get custody over Angie. Absolutely. But Valor is said to die on the island in red? Yes. Look, I've had the theory since episode like fucking 3 or 4 that when someone's declared dead on the island, it means that they're dead, that person is dead, that the person will no longer be involved. That means Battler is dead, but if Battler suddenly became fucking Hachijo Toya, it's fine. Battler's dead. It's long live Hachijo Toya. You know. So, bit by bit, I'm being free of the headaches, and got used to my life as Hachijo Toya. But they would have to die before coming back from the island. Not a bad point there. Seemingly the amnesia might have been from the car accident, but maybe that's wrong. Gradually my interest shifted from myself to Ikuko. Hachijo Ikuko. A very strange woman. First off, she was apparently the daughter of a very well-off family, just as she had said. However, she was considerably eccentric, and the various mischievous incidents she spoke of had apparently gotten her within an inch of being disowned. You didn't almost get run over on the island if that's the way it is. Yeah, you got a good point there, Dark Bit, with that at least. As a result, she had been given this house and been ordered to live here quietly and alone. Ichigo just drove all the way to the island running over. You know what? I believe Feathering would do that 100%. Now you're just imagining Kira getting in the car out from nowhere to mow Battler down. That sounds petty enough for her. As a result, she had been given this house and been ordered to live here quietly and alone. She had never been a particularly social person, so she happily accepted this new state of affairs. Living however she pleased with servants to take care of her. She had no friends. No one ever came to visit. Besides me, the only one she ever talked to was Byrne, an old black cat she kept as a pet. I'm sorry, the fuck? Either that's a massive coincidence, or witches are real and fucking Feathering is fucking about for a bit. I didn't know her real age. Didn't seem to be too old to marry yet, but she wasn't likely to meet anyone new leading an isolated life like this. Deciding since that she hadn't met anyone worth the trouble, I felt as though she had already given up on marriage. Her everyday life changed very little. She'd either read through the many detective novels that were brought to her, or else write detective novels herself. At first, I thought she was some novelist at a private retreat, plugging away at a new book. However, the manuscripts she finished just ended up clipping together in a pile. With me as a sole exception, didn't like she had gave them to anyone else to read. Wow. Wow, you're the worst then. I'm sorry, you write novels and then you never publish them? Fuck you! Publish! Publish! Do it! I want to read! Novelist is someone who writes novels for other people to read. So I figured you'd hardly call her a novelist. When she keeps writing novels, no one would ever read. Ikuko-san, why do you ever show these to anyone? I show them to you. Only the better ones, of course. Haven't you ever thought of sending one to some publishing company? It's a shame for things to be this way when your works are so interesting. My works can't stand up against the pros. Something, something, two people can make a world. Ah, god damn it. You got me there. I sent one in once, but it was absolutely no good. I understand my position. This is just an amateur's pastime. I don't think amateur is a fitting word for someone who's so well versed in tech novels from all the times and places across the world. Being a big eater doesn't mean you'll make a good cook. Reading every day novel you can get your hands on provides no guarantee of being a good detective novelist. Not wrong, not wrong. But I also think that the more you read of a genre, the better you can be at writing it. That's how it is. That's why there's nothing more than a pastime. Is it really fun to write novels that you won't show to anyone? This mystery story needs a good filling, but nothing comes to mind. Staring daggers into a demonic black cat from hell? I have just the idea, Ikuko. It used to be. Once. What about now? I like getting to hear your opinions. At any rate, I finished writing the chapter. I'll go make some tea, so you mind reading it again and sharing your thoughts with me. Saying with a smile, Ikuko thrust a pile of manuscript paper at me. When it comes to detective novels, reading and writing are the same. It's boring to just do it by yourself. You don't get something really precious when you share the world with someone else. Headache. And maybe just your shipper goggles, Ikuko have a bit of a crush on Toya. Maybe I'd more call it fascination than a crush. Toya? Are you okay? I'll go get some headache medication. Hey, I'm fine. More interested in this manuscript. Can't wait for the new chapter. Seasons passed. The other Ikuko in this town whose name I didn't even know. I spent my days debating detective novels and talking about ideas for new plots. At a glance, they may appear to be stale and unproductive days. However, I found satisfaction with my new life as Hachijo Toya. And so the current closed on the strange tale of Kurokubi Island. The end. The dramatic flourish of her fountain pen, Ikuko signified that her manuscript was now complete. What do you think? I tried using your plot to make Tsuchiko's tragic love scene at the end a bit more moving. I think it's very good. I think that last row is sound to make it a moving story, not just as a reasoning puzzle. I think that's thanks to your plot. Compared to this work, everything I've written before now is little more than worth the scrap paper. When I started writing, I was so excited to be the first person in the world who got to read it. I've never felt that before. Yes, a very strange feeling, but one I do understand. It just mentions some ideas. You're the one who turned them into such a fascinating story, Ikuko-san. Before I knew it, she had wrote me in as well, and I too had dipped my toes in the world of detective novel writing. Apparently, they only possessed some knowledge of mysteries and detective novels and the like. My talent seemed to be of a fairly unorthodox kind. I turned famous mysteries from across the world on their head, always looking to twist those ideas into something new. However, a few ideas aren't enough to make a book. No meal is complete if all you can do is chop up vegetables. It was all thanks to Ikuko's writing, a skill she had built up over many years. My ideas were transformed to a work of fiction. Ah yes, the best relationship. A critic and the writer. Perfect! This first work that she had authorized together, The Strange Tale of Kurokubi Island, had brought out the best of her individual quirks. And though I hate to brag, it had turned to a masterpiece that we could show to anyone without shame. Hello? Please bring us some champagne. Bring a glass for yourself as well. This is the best work I ever created within these walls. Let's celebrate. Ikuko called for some champagne over the internal phone line. Joined by the servant who happened to be working that day and the cat Byrne, who raised her glasses high and toasted her accomplishment. This is sounding more like Beatrice. This is a very Beatrice way of thinking. Then again, we know that Battler was able to keep up in the games with Beatrice's line of thinking, so maybe. Ikuko-san, I have an idea, if you don't mind. Let's hear it. There's never a wrong time for your ideas as long as they're not in the shower or on the can. Why don't we try submitting our book? I've never read something like this. I never read something this interesting before. I'm sure lots of other people want to read it. The person literally said they weren't sure if 18 was the real age. Yeah. We know as well from episode 5 that Battler pretended to be dumb and not a reader, but he was more well versed in the genre than Erica. Yeah. Both Battler's ability to play at the games and Battler's knowledge of books says that it could be him, but the ability to twist a story on its face sounds very much like Beatrice, as Wise is saying. You think so? I tried once in the past thinking the same thing, but the result was... Oh, I believe in your talent, Ikuko-san. What about you? Of course, I believe... of course, I believe in your talent. And it's decided. The Ikuko-san's big debut. To Toya's big debut. We clinked our glasses once more. The evening wore on. We must have had way too much to drink. Before I knew it, I must have passed out on the sofa. There's a blanket covering me. Ikuko-san must have put it there. Lights were out in the study, but it wasn't dark. The computer's monitor was glowing. Outside, it started to rain. Reminded me of the day Ikuko-san had found me and took me in. Of course, we know that Battler and Beatrice have similar ways of looking through mysteries, since Beatrice learned her way of doing mysteries from a young Battler, so either or. Yeah. And because of Beatrice's presentations, it's really up in the air. Like, even if Ikuko said directly, like, oh wow, you're such a cool guy, Toya, I'd be like, still could be Battler or Beatrice, really doesn't mean anything. Because of that, whenever it rains, I find myself wondering who I was. And usually get headaches. I wasn't sure whether the pain was because of the rain or because I drank too much. Ichigo-san, turn on the lights. Using a computer is bad for your eyes. Oh, did I wake you up? Oh, I slept well. Thanks to that, I feel refreshed. Turned on the light and looked out through a gap in the curtains. As I thought, it was the sort of pouring rain that always reminded me of that day. Rained pretty hard out there. Wind looks pretty strong too. Of the rain gutters, it's raining pretty hard out there. The wind looks pretty strong too. Some of the rain gutters don't get clogged with leaves again. I just had them cleaned the other day, so they should be fine for a while. Aaron just sounded a little abstracted. Kind of your attention was absorbed by the computer. Been pretty hooked by that computer lately, Ikuko-san. You find an interesting article or something? It may be a little juvenile, but it's still pretty interesting. You know, that Rokujima incident? Rokujima? I told you about Rokujima mystery a few days ago, remember? It's been really huge on the net lately. The discussion, theories, and especially the forgery has been quite entertaining. Huh. Yeah, they said that it was a couple years back that there was like it exploded across the internet, so... Huh. Forgeries are stories with the premise that further message bottles signed by Ushima and Maria existed and washed up on one of the nearby islands. Only too happy to share her knowledge on the subject, Ikuko continued her explanation at length. However, a huge bell was clanging inside my head. The noise was so great that I thought my head would split open. Unable to tell what was the floor and what was the ceiling, I crumpled and clutched at my head. Goddamn fucking bells. Toya, are you okay? My head hurts. The Rokujima explosion accident. Many disquieting rumors surrounding it. Scheming the relatives after Ushima Kinzo's vast wealth and the hidden gold. And the truth? Ushima Eva, the sole survivor, said nothing. Eventually, the granddaughter, Ushima Angie, who escaped harm because she was absent on the day, would inherit everything. Angie, Ushima Angie. I am Ushima. No good. My head is splitting. An incomprehensible scene. Okay, so we're Battler. Got it. Yes. Seeing Shannon there confirms it's Battler. Got it. An incomprehensible scene pierced my eyelids from the inside like a blade of light. Just... what am I looking at? Who are these people calling to me, but not by the name Toya? Who am I? Who are these people? What is this memory? Help me, Ikuko. Someone knows his memory. It's hurting me. My head's splitting. That face when Battler somehow avoided being murdered because he got lost and wandered into a forest. God damn it, Battler, what the fuck? Also, fuck everyone. I am gonna bow a little bit of what we call a douche move. That's it for the night. Hope you guys are ready for more tomorrow. God, I'm getting excited. Also, Battler's alive. The goddamn. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. So excited. Excitement. Woo! Anyway. Thank you, everyone, for coming to today's stream. Hope you guys had a great time. If there's time coming to the stream, I suggest you subscribe and get post or wherever I'm streaming. Like, if there's any, if you're liking that stream, leave a like, if you have anything comment, leave a comment down below, and share the stream around with whoever you think might be interested. But until next time, where we learn more, I'm gonna get up close. I'm gonna get quiet. And I'm gonna say goodbye.